Poppy is finally allowed out in the garden. She's gotten her heartworm medication and her flea and tick medication. So she's going to help me this morning when I was watering things. Somehow, come on, Pops! I watered all this stuff, which already looks dry again, believe it or not. It's been a crazy hot day. And the squash were drooping alarmingly. They've popped back up now that it's not so. Look at this squash. Seriously, guys. He's only been growing a few weeks. What am I going to do by August? He is crazy big. He's some kind of pumpkin. Musc de Provence. Or something like that. And he is huge. But seriously, look at this. If you're one of my flower CSA people, this may be a good week to get a beautiful bouquet. So anyway, when I was watering this morning, somehow I forgot about my newest bed and I didn't give it a good soaking. So I'm hoping my poor tiny watermelons. Poppy, 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 don't eat the watermelon. Hey, Pops, don't eat it. Come on. Some of us don't have any garden manners. Hey, psst. Don't eat the watermelon. Don't eat the watermelons. Poppy wants to eat the watermelons. And this poor guy here is my new grape. And this guy is my new blueberry. And not one of them got hit by the hose this morning. Poor fellows. Amazing they're still alive. And then these pumpkins. I'm not even going to try to say their name. I already mangled the Musc de Provence or whatever. But these are really cool heirloom pumpkins that Poppy's going to eat the leaves of. Poppy, stop. Pop, don't eat pumpkin leaves. Come on. And a couple weeds. Now this guy didn't make it. Poppy, don't eat things. Everyone else is doing pretty good. Still, even though these are pretty new plantings. Make sure they got some good water in. Poppy, don't eat on Mommy's plants before we get to, I don't know. So this grass strip, it was actually supposed to be, this was supposed to be a 3-foot wide bed and a 2-foot wide path and a 3-foot wide bed and another 2-foot wide path. And instead, both of these beds are a lot wider. Poppy, do not eat the watermelon. And I couldn't squeeze the extra bed in really. You know, I have a super wide path to cut or a very narrow bed to put in. I'm not sure which one I'll do. She's just she's just running like a maniac. Oh, now she stopped. I was going to show you how fast she's running. Of course she stopped, right, Pops? What is that? Is that the goats? Is that the goats? I tell everybody I put this fence up for deer, but honestly, it's pretty much so like Poppy can be in the garden with me. And destroy everything, right, Pops? See, I'm a Poppy. What do you expect, Mom? So these are about to pop, and they are amazing. When they start going, they're huge, huge blossoms. This area here is vacant, and it's probably where a new crop of carrots are going to go in, just because I already am harvesting a couple carrots a day for my 2 bunnies, and now I've got 4 more that like them. So the ground really got worked up very nice. I put in that nice big patch of flax, and it really does a good job of breaking up soil. So I'll probably rake it lightly and then water it very well, plant the carrots, and then put a board over them for a couple days so they sprout well. That's a tip I got from a couple different gardeners that I want to try. I've never done it that way before. Look at my little garbanzo beans. Poppy, don't eat the leaves. Pods have gotten really nice and plump, and I think I'm actually going to have a decent garbanzo bean harvest. How cool is that? Unless Poppy eats them. Are you going to eat them, Poppy? Are you going to eat all the things, Poppy? She says yes. All the things. They're all hers. So, just got every single big squash picked, and there's a huge striped zucchini starting. These guys get crazy big so fast. By tomorrow, this thing is going to be immense. They grow overnight. It's incredible. Half the time, I don't even realize that Trouble's making that noise behind me anymore. He was just itching his horns. That little spot between them gets so itchy, he can't stand it. Another question is, did Poppy have fun in the garden? Did you have fun, Pops? Did you have fun? Yes, look how wet you got. You had tons of fun. She had water and she ate all the things. Didn't you? Say, I ate all the things. So the bed was raked. I watered very, very heavily, and then I sowed the carrots quite thickly and put the board over top. I sow thickly because the rabbits love the greens, and in fact so does Trouble. He usually steals it when I try to feed the rabbits. So I can just thin them out gradually and let the remaining ones mature into decent eating carrots for us. But yeah, the board is supposed to keep it moist and help it to germinate evenly and help us get better germination in the middle of the hot summer sun. My borage just finally gave up the ghost today, so I cleared that spot, and my onions are about to come out, so I'm going to need to basically plant this whole row, except for the garbanzo beans and my very, very attractive volunteer sunflowers, and replant it. I'm not even sure what I'm going to put here for the most part because the sun is very intense. It's very hot and dry, and as you can see, I have a lot of squash and tomatoes already. So I may even just mulch it heavily and let it rest till fall, and then put about mid to the end of August a lot of cabbages and other brassicas in here. We'll see. But yeah, look at my gorgeous dahlias. I mean, these guys are just gorgeous. Here's the flax I pulled up, drying. So I don't know if I'll ever actually get around to making the flax into fiber for spinning, but I might give it a try. And the squash was very limp and shrivelly earlier, but it has revived. It hates the hot sun, but I had watered it very well in the morning to help it try to weather this intense sudden heat. Beans are looking great. Dahlias are happy. The perennial kale looks downright smug. Amaranth is doing okay. Everything's pretty much doing okay because I did water pretty deeply this morning. And this is the first time I've actually had to really water the garden between rains and the fact that I've got everything almost mulched, or I've done things like hugelculture beds. So these guys are ready to go be chicken food for the most part, and I will replant again This is the golden double sunflowers. I really like them. They're very fluffy. And then these guys have just started blooming, and they're super high. Pretty much need a ladder to pick them. They're a nice autumn beauty, I think they're called. Autumn beauty mix. So they're very pretty. Yep, everything's holding its own. Parsley's still monstrous. The leeks. Look at my leeks. I've never grown leeks before, so that's exciting that they're bobbing up so well.